following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from News 3, this is Good Morning Macomb.
It's 9 a.m. and welcome to News 3's Good Morning Macomb. I'm Andrew Ball.
And I'm Mackenzie Irby. We're so glad to have you here.
And I'm Molly Naslin. Thank you for joining us this Friday morning, April 19th.
So we just want to let you know that as we originally mentioned, Jock Headblade from the Macomb Area Convention and Visitors Bureau was supposed to be here with us this morning. However, due to a personal matter, he is unable to be here. So later in the show, we have a new segment called Pin It to Win It, where we've taken an idea from Pinterest for Easter, and we'll try to attempt to do it here.
I'm excited
I don't
for
think
that.
it's too hard. Anyway, so this morning, Jonathan Ketz from WQAD shared this tweet from his father, Chris, yesterday. He works at KMBC in Kansas City. It's a tweet he shared from the AP stating that had firefighters not reacted as quickly as they did to the Notre Dame Cathedral, it would have burned to the ground in a chain reaction collapse. Yesterday, officials determined that the likely cause of the fire was to have come from an electrical short circuit.
Wow.
So, and I don't really think people here in the United States understand what Notre Dame Cathedral means to the French and the Parisians. Kind of an analogy, I guess. It's like the Statue of Liberty for symbolism, but the White House for significance.
Yeah.
So just a really sad week
It
to see
is.
that happen, and the flames were, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It was.
is.
Yeah.
Well, earlier this week, I had the opportunity to present an undergraduate research day with students from all of the other departments.
Wow.
There were a lot of interesting projects at this. There was a lot of forensic chemistry majors there presenting, and they had some really cool projects. Mine was about the relationship between tornado strength and how construction codes are changed in affected areas after the fact. It was a lot of fun. I got to hang out with another classmate that you saw up there, and they're from my thesis class, so we had a great time.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And no severe weather this week to be
No.
able to get out there and have some fun either. It missed
Unfortunately,
us again 2 weeks in a row.
It did.
Well, this past weekend, I attended the IMBA convention in Normal, Illinois. While I was there, I was able to learn new writing techniques from award-winning storyteller Boyd Hooper, listen to the governor address the Broadcasting Society, and even win a second-place award for outstanding radio sports reporting. I had a great time, and I am definitely looking forward to next year's convention. Yeah, it was
Like
a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I just learned so much and got to connect with other journalists and professionals, so it was definitely a great
And
experience.
congratulations
Thank
to all
you.
who took
Yeah.
something home.
Yeah, we definitely had a successful weekend, so
Well, that's
yeah, I
good.
had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, and while I was coming back from the convention, it snowed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
will
that
there
was
be-
terrible.
Yeah, will there be...
Thank you, Molly, because we know that that's you that controls the weather, right?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. That is all me. All me. I'm so sorry, everyone. We did get that snow this weekend.
I hope we're done.
unfortunately.
Right.
But you know, it didn't last too long, which was great. But we do have something coming up in the forecast, and that is nice weather. We do have some darkness going on, and that's okay. We'll get to talking about it. But I'll just give you a quick update as to what's going on with the weather. So right now it's about 45 degrees outside. That wind has ramped up quite a lot, so it actually feels like it's a lot colder than that. But there's another thing that I wanted to mention that I want to make sure that everyone knows about is that there is always a potential for severe weather during these months from March to about the early stages of June. Now, down in the south, they actually got hit by some severe weather. We're keeping them in our thoughts, but that's something that you always want to keep in mind. But we will come back with that update later on.
You're the only person I know that can do the weather without the
Yes.
weather.
Yes.
And if something didn't happen, it wouldn't be Good Morning.
Right.
In this morning's headline, a redacted version of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election was released to the public yesterday. 2 redacted versions of the nearly 450-page report were released. One with fewer omissions was sent to select congressional leaders, and the other is now posted on the Department of Justice's website. According to the redacted version, investigators were unable to determine that no criminal conduct occurred.
And if you're looking for something to do this weekend, the National Park Service is kicking off the weekend by waiving all entrance fees on Saturday. Admission to more than 400 national parks will be free to everyone, but the entrance fee waiver does not cover amenity or usage fees as camps, transportation, and special tours. The closest national park to Macomb is Lincoln in Springfield.
And construction on US 67 between Industry and Illinois 101 will begin on April 29th. Work on centerline joints and pavement patching will require daytime lane closures. Motorists should expect delays and allow extra time when traveling through the work zone. Work is expected to be completed by June.
And coming up after the break, we will have the results from our Choose the News poll. Stay with us.
National Broadcasting Society helps the future of broadcasting get the tools needed to succeed in an ever-growing media world. At Western Illinois University, the professional connections students bring to our chapter of NBS have opened doors to networking possibilities that students otherwise wouldn't have. The opportunities we are given as students at WIU allow us to make connections today for success tomorrow.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
I chose Western Illinois University because I could get involved right away. You're going to gain experience. I'm going to be able to just become successful right out the gate. I'll be a news reporter and eventually become a news anchor one day. I've always felt that as a strong speaker, I could be a voice for the voiceless, but as long as I continue to believe in myself, work hard, and show that I want to put my best foot forward, I think that anything is possible.
Welcome back. I'm Mackenzie Yerby.
And I'm Andrew Ball. Every Good Morning Macomb, we allow you, the viewer, to vote on the stories you want to see right here on the show.
Polls each week are posted to our Facebook page with a variety of stories to choose from that will air on Good Morning Macomb.
That's right. We now have the results you voted for in this week's Choose the News poll. We asked you to vote for one of these two stories.
At 63%, you all picked NEWS3 Ryan Hall's tour of a virtual reality program that assists students, airing in this morning's segment.
A new software application has been developed that is aimed for middle and high school students who have autism and learning disabilities.
NEWS3 Ryan Hall got a sneak peek of the unique experience of a virtual reality environment.
Take a step into virtual reality.
Please make your way to Mr. Green's classroom in a timely manner.
With the latest technology, there is a new virtual reality program created specifically designed for students with high-functioning autism and learning disabilities. Justin Ehrlich is the Associate Professor of Computer Science at WIU and gave me a tour of this fascinating program of a virtual reality that is interactive and easy to use.
And it's all to teach social skills, and specifically how to dialogue with others and how to interact with them, and then also nonverbal skills as well.
With this highly new interactive program, students will be able to explore a wide variety of environments that will allow for them to see things in a whole new perspective. Using virtual hallways, cafeterias, and classrooms, it will get a glance for students of interacting of different environments and people, which will help them out in the real world.
We're trying to make this as realistic as possible. We've had previous work using older technology that we've proven that yes, it is effective. It's more effective than traditional intervention on generalizing these skills to the real world.
What is 2 + 2?
Ehrlich says the money for this program comes from the U.S. Department of Education, and with the current version, they are looking ahead 5 years with a new technology.
And so we got a major grant from the U.S. Department of Education for $2.5 million, and $300,000 is going to Western Illinois University to develop the application.
As the use of technology improves over time, Ehrlich also says that he sees virtual reality in schools more often as students will use their social skills in and out of the classrooms. as the students will learn that their virtual reality will one day become actuality. For News 3, I'm Ryan Hall.
Well, that's neat that
It
they've
is.
found a way to be able to help those students through something so interesting.
Yeah.
New technology.
Yeah, always great.
Yeah.
And Beyonce Knowles Carter surprised fans by dropping a 40-track album and a documentary on Netflix at 2 a.m. on Wednesday.
Too early for me.
Yes, Beyonce's documentary highlights the journey to her historic Coachella performance. She made history last year by becoming the first Black woman to headline at this festival. Currently, her stage is on display at Coachella. So if you're a Beyonce fan like I am, I was super excited that she dropped that 40-track album. It's amazing. And I haven't watched the documentary yet, but I will this weekend, so I am super
And
excited.
as for me, I had no idea that was happening.
Right.
Looking at more trending headlines, HBO broke its network record with Sunday's Game of Thrones series premiere. More than 17 million viewers tuned in for popular fantasy series, up about 1 million viewers from the previous season. Now, I've never watched the show before, but apparently lots of people are super excited about this. But to put the numbers into perspective, this year's Super Bowl had its lowest viewership in 11 years, and it still easily beat Game of Thrones season premiere.
Wow.
From Nielsen says the game between the Rams and the Patriots drew over 98 million people. So in numbers terms, Super Bowl still had a larger viewing audience, but that's still an incredible record.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And these are
yeah.
three of those millions of people that have never seen the show.
No, maybe this summer when we have time to binge watch, we can do that.
And then it'll be over.
Yeah.
or close to being over.
Right, exactly.
So this school in Missouri came up with a creative way to keep geese off their baseball field. Take a look.
From a distance, it catches your attention.
It's working, so we're going to keep doing it.
It looks like a coyote skulking across the soccer field.
Sometimes even when people know what it is, they still give it a double take.
But the closer you get, the more you realize.
I gotta say, it looks a lot more impressive from far away.
Yes, it's
a fake.
It's very deceiving. You get out here and it's very deflated and skinny.
It's just like a rubber thing.
It literally is.
But Jay Griggs, the field specialist at Park University, explains it's not supposed to look realistic up close. It's supposed to look real from hundreds of feet up in the sky.
We came out here one day and there was probably a couple hundred geese on the field, so we knew we had to do something.
Geese can wreck a field. They eat the grass and leave a mess that can take up to 6 weeks to repair and costs the university thousands of dollars. So a decoy that costs under $100 is a good investment.
The way I look at it, there's a water source that way and there's a water source that way. We prefer them to go there and let them deal with it.
The decoy has worked. It not only fools the Canada geese, it fools almost everybody that passes by.
That's kind of our joke in the shop is how many people are going to stop? How many people are going to throw things at it? We'll find rocks and sticks and everything out here because people think it's real.
Keeping this field in good shape is important, and not just for the Park Pirates soccer team, but also because this field could end up being a practice field if the World Cup comes to Kansas City.
We put it out one spot and it stayed there since January.
I like how sad it looks in person.
Yeah.
All deflated when you actually walk up to it.
Yeah, but at least it works. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's a scarecrow, but a coyote.
A coyote crow or something.
All right, well, coming up after the break, News3's Molly Naslin has a look at the weekend forecast without snow. You're watching Good Morning Macomb.
On Tuesday, November 6th, our state will be making some important decisions.
You might think it's not important,
or your vote doesn't matter.
But that's not true.
If you don't know how
or where to register, visit vote.gov.
Make your voice heard.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
Leah,
Did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
I want to be able to stand in front of a camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only people who are directly involved but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on, I like to be a part of that and helping people with that.
They started to think about doing broadcasting.
Good morning, Macomb, and welcome back. Right now we do have some interesting things going on with the weather. It's about 45 degrees out right now. Plenty of cloudy skies. Those winds have definitely ramped it up out of the north at 19 miles per hour, which makes it feel actually about 39 degrees outside, so it doesn't feel like 45. High humidity, but a low dew point. We look at this next slide that we got coming up here. We do have the almanac colder than average right now. We will get a little bit closer to that as we see the day progress, but we're not going to quite hit 64 degrees for our high today, unfortunately. And no, we're not going to be seeing 89 degrees. And then as we keep going here, we'll look at what our satellite looks at this morning. Again, we'll have the sun come up here in just a few moments, and you'll see all of the clouds that are in our sky right now, preventing the sun from coming through. But with that radar image that we have coming up here next, you can see, again, not a whole lot of rain for our area. That's made its way off to the east. We still do have some cloudy skies over us right now, but beyond that, no rain in our forecast for today. As we keep going here, we're going to look at our surface map. Again, this is the stuff that's off to our east right now. We're not really seeing anything from it right now, but this nice high pressure system that we have coming in through from the west, it's going to keep our skies nice and sunny for a very pleasant weekend, as we'll show you here coming up in just a moment. With our regional temperatures again today in Macomb, high of about 59 degrees, so almost 60. If that sun comes out, we might actually see 60 degrees today, but upper 50s, 60s across the board. Looking at tonight, though, we do have 36 degrees. Unfortunately, we aren't getting down to that freezing temperature, though, but upper 30s for most of the area. Tomorrow, a little bit nicer with a high of 66 degrees, so a little bit closer to average, but not quite as warm. Looking at tomorrow night, though, going into your Easter Sunday with low of 44 degrees, so a little bit warmer, a little bit nicer. But looking at tomorrow again, or tonight again, clear skies, low of 36 degrees, so pretty nice out, but those winds again are still going to be pretty high out of the north. For tomorrow, high of 66 with plenty of sunny skies. Still pretty windy out, unfortunately. And with that 5-day forecast coming up, Easter Sunday, they have upped the temperature 78 degrees, almost 80, almost 80. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Monday, unfortunately, we do have that rain in the forecast, but that will be in the afternoon. Okay. And then Tuesday and Wednesday is when we're going to cool off just a little bit after that rain.
Okay, well, yeah. I'm excited.
That was Emily on our TV there.
Emily.
Good morning, Emily. She's not in the forecast.
Yeah, she's
I can
not.
promise you that. But 80 for Easter.
Yes.
I will take it.
I'm hoping that we get up to 80, and we're close. They have upped the temperature since yesterday, but we are close.
And no snow.
No snow.
That's what counts.
No snow. All right, guys. Well, many families will pull out their tie-dye kits this Easter, but for one woman in North Carolina, she uses a different method to decorate eggs. Chad Tucker reports.
This is a goose egg.
Doris Everhard.
And that's a turkey egg.
Loves to dye all kinds of eggs.
Well, this right here is eggs that I've collected over the years.
But she doesn't just dye her eggs. She tie-dyes them.
See, these are the different ties.
The colors and shapes on her eggs were transferred there from old silk neckties.
They're all from silk ties.
So you just use regular water there?
It's hot water.
She takes the ties, cuts them into pieces, and wraps them around the egg.
You have to get it secured.
She uses strips of old fabric to hold the ties securely around the eggs, and then ties them with string.
See, then that secures it.
Once the eggs have been cooked and cooled, it's time to reverse the whole process, revealing the shapes and colors that were left behind.
The thing is, I never know what color they're going to be till I take them out.
Oh, that one's pretty. Look at that.
Whatever's on the tie comes off on the egg.
It's permanently on there now?
It's permanently on there. You don't have to do nothing else to it now. It's ready.
Look at that.
Though the process might seem quite simple, it took her a while to figure it all out.
There was a lot of trial and error.
She's been making the eggs for years and has no clue how many she's made. Thousands at least.
People still want them, so I still make them. I don't make as many as I used to.
One thing's for sure, when it comes to decorative eggs, Doris Everhart's are to die for.
Okay, those eggs are beautiful.
Yes, I know.
And it's so creative because I wouldn't think to wrap that around
in a fabric.
Yeah, and then have
make use of all that
yeah.
extra stuff.
She's
right?
creative. Good for her.
Yeah. Well, coming up after the break, we've got our Pin It to Win It segment where we're going to try some things we found on Pinterest for Easter craft ideas. You're watching Good Morning Macomb.
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western Day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand and said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh.
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
We're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
The first time I met Morris, the door flew open and I got this larger-than-life personality talking at the top of his lungs.
Hey, how you doing today?
Oh, man. Oh, I totally forgot. Hold on, let me get this for you. Oh. Just had a magnetic energy. So I thought, all right, we're definitely going to be friends.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
Why I love to do sports anchoring? Because, it's talking about sports. I decided to come to Western because I wanted an experience that wasn't like some other schools. I did color commentary for one volleyball game. I was terrified. I never did any broadcasting in high school, but when I was talking, it was all, staggered, and I had no idea what I was saying. And now I've done so many different games as a color commentator, play-by-play, now sports anchor. Every show and every game, it gets easier and easier, and I get more comfortable doing it.
So welcome back, and as we head into Easter weekend, what are some things that you'd like to see in your baskets?
Okay. I want money. Like, I'm getting ready to graduate. This is my last GMM of the semester. I want money. I want a nice job offer, and I want a dog. I really want a dog.
That's a good one.
I really do.
Not a little Easter bunny?
No, I want a corgi actually. Corgis are so cute to me. They're just, like, their little stumpy legs. They're adorable. I love them.
That's a good one. Well, let's see. What do I want for Easter? I definitely want some money. Mine is kind of not realistic, but Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, I would love that, even though football season has passed. And I would like everyone's student loans to be erased.
Oh, that's
so that is a wonderful
That'd be helpful to
Easter.
Millions of us.
Yes.
So I think I would probably just like to have a card. I'm pretty basic. A card, maybe some candy, and a gift card to my favorite store, Von Maur.
Okay.
Because I can always find something with a gift card.
And that's realistic, Andrew, unlike mine, so good job.
Just something sentimental,
right?
So we've got some crafts that we're going to try this morning in our Pin It to Win It segment, and it's Easter themed, so we've found this on Pinterest. So what you'll do, if you're not putting out china and actual silverware for Easter, if you're just wanting something quick to put out, grab some cutlery, some napkins, and some pipe cleaner. Green cutlery, orange napkins, and green pipe cleaner. So what you'll do is take one of each.
Okay.
Take your napkin, And it'll make sense what we're doing once you see this.
Thank you.
So you will take your cutlery and put it in the napkin because we're going to wrap it up. So I haven't tried this either. So this will be a wrap it up. Actually, you probably want to fold it over first.
That makes sense.
There you go. We'll see if it actually looks like it. Not really. Let's see. Let's look at the picture.
You know what? But we can make it work.
There. And then what you do is you take a pipe cleaner.
Oh, there you go.
and wrap it around. You probably take a couple, actually.
Okay.
This does not look at all like the picture.
Wait, can we see the picture real quick? Oh, that's adorable.
It's supposed to,
that's so cute.
It's supposed to look like a carrot. This does not look like a carrot.
Here, let me retwist it. Let's see.
How it...
Well, they're just fancy. You know how
They're
Pinterest
fancy.
is.
Well, they've got the pipe cleaner like pointing up.
Okay. Oh, you did yours kind of like a bow.
Maybe they've angled
I mean, it's supposed to look like a carrot. I'm trying to make the pipe cleaner look like a carrot top.
I don't know how they did it, so...
I don't either.
Great. Why...
Okay, well, this is mine. It's kind of like a...
Unless
cute.
Kind of.
See, that looks more like a carrot.
Yay.
Yay.
And then you put it in a glass jar, all of them together. See, that's a carrot, right?
Okay, Andrew, try... Yeah, that's actually really cute. It has a point to it.
It has a point at the bottom. How did you
all right,
do it?
Andrew.
Okay, so just fold over this side first,
Okay.
and then tuck it a little bit so it's
Okay,
tight,
so
and
you
then just
tucked it in.
fold the other side over.
Behind the silverware?
No, you don't have to get it behind the silverware or anything.
And then you put this?
Yeah, so
I'll
then
make it a little tighter.
You keep the point at the bottom.
This is terrible. It's really loose.
Here, yeah.
Push your silverware down.
There you go.
There.
And I'm the one that found this. This is awful.
Ta-da! I think it looks great.
That looks good.
I love it.
This
I love
is
it.
terrible. So there you go. I wouldn't say we pin it to win it. I'd say we pin it and we lost it. But
Yeah.
whatever.
It's something new. I mean, you can try
We
if you
tried
have kids.
it. Try it at home.
Yeah.
Oh well. Okay, we're coming up after the break. We're leaving this. We'll take a look at some of the history behind Easter tradition.
I learned broadcasting for 3 years in high school, so towards my senior year, I was pretty much invested in wanting to pursue a career. And I do enjoy it now, but I'm searching for a way to make sure that it's something that I want to pursue after college. That way, I'll be able to wake up every day and say, this is something I want to do, this is something that I love, this is something that I can teach, I can spread, I can affect people with.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
I was living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
Why don't we just go into weather?
Just go into weather.
Well, actually we can't because
Easter is coming up on Sunday, and many of you may be wondering what bunnies and eggs have to do with Easter.
Yeah.
Bunnies actually came from the fact that they have a lot of babies, which is a symbol of new life. And eggs were actually given up during Lent, so at the end of Lent, they would celebrate by decorating eggs and eating them. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us this morning. That's all the time we have. We'll see you next week.